Hi everyone. Today we are going to know about Karl Jacobs. I also have no idea about him, so let's see together.
We all know how janky some game maker tools are. I'm gonna be on the sandbox, build the island, clean it up, add the tree.
Karl Jacobs is a college dropout that hacked MrBeast's videos to become the #1 streamer on Twitch in just a matter of months.
Welcome everybody, welcome, it's me, Karl!
He's always trending on Twitter.
One of the breakout stars of the last year.
His newly launched podcast beat out Joe Rogan on the Spotify charts.
What's up guys and welcome to the Banter Podcast!
And he has one of the most diehard fan bases on the internet.
If I got a Karl notice right now, I'd be on the floor.
The man is quite literally perfect.
But if we're being honest, we don't fully understand Karl's content. How is Karl doing what he's doing? How did he become Karl?
A lot of effort went into this one. I'm really excited for you guys. I got the frog fit on. That's how excited I am.
So for this episode of The Breakdown, we traveled to Karl's house to learn his story and find out what makes him so successful.
That was super cool. I'm excited.
Also in this video, Samir and I will play basketball. But more on that at the end. All right, let's break it down.
Yes, I guess he is so famous.
You're #2 on Twitch right now.
For average viewership for the month? Yeah, I'm #2 behind Warframe did like a promotional stream. So I'm just behind them. I'm the #1 Twitch streamer. There we go. Right now, I guess.
Have you ever heard the phrase, luck is where preparation and opportunity meet? That is basically Karl's life story. There have been a few key moments that have defined his career.
A lot of luck is involved in how I got here, but luck happens to a lot of people.
And the first one came 5 weeks before he was about to graduate from college.
I was max credits so that I can get 2 degrees. But then I was also streaming like 40 hours a week. I was kind of nonstop because I just wanted to do something different. I was sitting down talking to my mom and I was like worried to graduate college because I knew if I graduated, I would have to get a regular job. Like I was streaming and I wanted to keep streaming, which sounds stupid, but that's just how I felt. And my friend had worked here and then he kind of was just like, hey, I got you like an editing thing if you want to stay. But the problem is you can't like go back home.
We needed editors as we were growing.
I have to learn about Twitch too.
Was like,
I have never used that.
Karl.
I have to learn about Twitch too. I have never used that.
So I was like, oh, okay, what is it?
I was like, who the f is this guy? You know what I mean?
He's like, well, Jimmy's brother is making a channel. It's not out yet, but they need like an editor. I was like, okay, I'll do it. Screw it. I used everything that I saved up from streaming for 2 years to move here, actually. I let it down to $0. It's an 11-week quarter. I dropped out with 5 weeks left. And then I called my mom and I was like, I can deny this job and then go back home, finish my degree, and then try to look for a YouTuber that'll take me as an editor. Or I'll just take this job as a video editor for a YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hesitation at that time or no?
Not as much as there should have been, if I'm being honest. My parents had a lot of hesitation.
So Karl takes the job editing for MrBeast's brother's YouTube channel.
From editing, I started being lead camera, and then directing, and then they threw me in a video.
But when the Mr. Bro channel took a break, Karl moved to the editing team at MrBeast.
I was a much smaller fish in the pond. You know what I mean?
He then rose in the ranks.
That's so good he escaped the ordinary life.
Again, going from editor to cameraman.
Because I was a cameraman, I started hanging out with the boys a little bit, like specifically Chris.
Chris was just like, I don't want to film without Karl. So Karl started holding the camera, and now they're like doing bits all the time. They're hanging out all the time, and Chris is like, let's try him on camera. I like him.
He was essentially given a minor role in a MrBeast video. And I don't think anyone could have predicted how life-changing that role would be for Karl. Except for Karl. He probably could have predicted. Karl actually planned it.
Just getting your foot in the door is the hardest part.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Really seizing the opportunity, which you did, is even harder.
You have to wait for luck to happen, and then you have to take advantage of an opportunity when it comes up. Like, you really have to put yourself into spots where you're going to get lucky. My first video that I was in for MrBeast, like the main channel, was hide and seek.
This is extreme hide and seek where the last one you found gets $60,000.
Whenever I found out that I was going to be in it, I went to Walmart and I bought a bunch of props for myself, and I bought a bunch of like DVDs that I thought would be funny. So my plan was to like leave a DVD at each hiding spot after I left it.
Carl's been here. You know how I know it's Carl? It's a Sonic the Hedgehog pendant and a DVD of Meet the Robinson.
It was kind of nice because I had edited for MrBeast for months at that point. You could see what doesn't make the cut, and then you just don't do that. The longer I'm in, the more of the video I'll be in, just inherently, right? So I knew I had to make it far into the video. It was more than just playing for 60 grand. Not only did I get to edit for months before that and know what makes it and what doesn't make it, but I had also streamed for 2 years, so I knew how to act in front of a camera.
I'm hiding under a bed. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get the 60K.
I wanted to put everything out there. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, at least I did everything I could. And then I got second.
Carl! Oh my God. Carl, you okay?
Yes,
you just lost 60,000. I sure did.
Because I got second, I think that really sparked a little drive of people to root for me to win stuff, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where I first got my little chunk of people rooting for me.
So after hide and seek, Karl kept on being featured in more videos, and he sort of solidified his place in the MrBeast universe.
Karl started the fire!
But Karl's true passion was streaming.
His entire life, he's always been a streamer, and he's always grinded, and it never really took off.
I was obsessed with video games from the beginning. So I have a Super Nintendo and then an N64. Look at that. Come on.
This was my favorite game.
I told my mom that I want to do something with video games, but my job doesn't exist yet. I had streamed to nobody for 2 years. I think I maxed out averaging 80 viewers.
Order in the court.
So even though Karl had solidified his place with MrBeast on YouTube, he was working overtime to build his career on Twitch.
He would film a video with us from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. I want to die. I'm burnt out. And then I'd just get notifications. Karl's streaming. I'm like, this freaking animal. What is he doing?
Then one day on the Beast Gaming channel, Karl filled in for Chris, who was sick.
This is the moment we all waited for.
And little did Karl know, in that episode, he would be joined by one of the most popular streamers in the world, Dream.
Go, 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 go. Dream!
Karl and Dream really got along, and then Dream invited Karl to something called the DreamS.M.P.
Obviously a member of the DreamS.M.P.
The DreamS.M.P. Survival multiplayer, if that makes sense.
So what I have grown my personal Instagram account by over 1,000 followers a day for a year straight. And that has definitely made a big impact on our business. That's a ton of new leads and clients and
now, if that sounds confusing, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. To explain the significance of this moment, we asked the king of explainers, Johnny Harris, to explain it to you.
Hey guys. The DreamS.M.P. is an invite-only Minecraft server. SMP stands for Survival Multiplayer, meaning you can go kill other people.
I've already killed 3 of you guys.
The crazy thing about the DreamS.M.P. is that it's all these people playing Minecraft together, but what they've done is turned it into a stage where they actually role play a story.
People change. Like the tides in the ocean.
Cheers. Yeah. It's nothing about being good or bad at Minecraft. It's just Minecraft is used as an outlet to tell stories, right?
So all these players get together in this Minecraft server and they have a loosely scripted storyline, but then there's a ton of improv.
In my opinion, I'm doing improv with some of the funniest streamers that have ever been, right? There's a reason that they're all on the top.
And they're all streaming this and recording it from their own perspective.
What did you say to me?
And so fans tune in from all these different perspectives and they quickly learn that there's a complicated story happening within this Minecraft server.
He just murdered Tobo. What? No!
There is internal
Now I decided to see how Twitch works. I tried to do live in YouTube. Sadly, I don't have access to do. Next stage is I want to see how to get into Twitch. I need to make some money for my life, guys. Let's see.
Politics and wars and festivals and elections.
They held an election and Jay Schlatt rose to power.
And drama, it's very juicy.
Yeah, there's arcs, there's whole anime arcs going on and stuff like that.
I've thought of it as sort of akin to these cinematic universes like Lord of the Rings or Marvel, where there's so many different plots and subplots happening from tons of different episodic angles, and yet this isn't happening from a big budget studio. This is a bunch of young dudes on the internet playing video games and creating this complicated, multi-layered experience. It's really insane. And these streamers can invite other people into the server to play. And for Karl, an invite to the DreamS.M.P is like the biggest endorsement a streamer can get. He is now and forever a part of internet history. So there you go, guys. Little introduction to the DreamS.M.P. Hope that helps.
So like Johnny said, joining the SMP was a massive opportunity for Karl, but he joined late and he had already missed a lot.
And it's what Karl did next that truly changed the trajectory of his career forever.
I joined it pretty late and I didn't know where to jump in to the storyline. And then I kind of realized I'll just jump in by creating my own storyline. In the DreamS.M.P, I started my own series called Tales from the SMP. They fit into the world, they kind of more world build, because that's my favorite types of lore is like world building. Like in Star Wars, Rogue One was my favorite Disney movie out of them because it like helped build the story instead of just trying to continue it. Right now you're watching Tales from the SMP Presents.
In Tales from the SMP, Karl's character is a time traveler that goes back to moments he missed to solve problems that were left unsolved.
And he doesn't get to time travel away until the conflict is resolved. How the stream's laid out is that there's like a little edited segment intro and then 2 hours of just improv of a storyline that I kind of have this structured out.
Go into the skeleton for your next clue. Arrgh.
Before each episode ends, I usually have about 2 to 2.5 million live views, right? So that's like TV show territory.
The difference is that Karl is doing these numbers from this room.
At a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
But that's still not really what makes Karl special. After spending time with Karl and watching hours of his episodes trying to understand exactly what is happening here,
I'm not allowed to get out because it's locked down and I'm really sad.
Wait, what if...
we've come to the conclusion that we're actually not supposed to get it.
And that's what makes Karl truly special. Karl's X factor is his community. It's insanely strong.
I think that's something I did really well, was actually build a really cool community.
The community that he has built is so supportive and positive.
And strong communities aren't for everyone. They just can't be.
I didn't really fit in, but in just the general world. But I guess on the internet, you find people that you fit in with.
He makes me feel safe. And like, I don't have to like worry. When I'm watching Karl Jacobs, I'm just focused on having fun and laughing and enjoying the moment.
Communities have vocabulary that is just for the community.
There's like a whole different language. Like if I told you somebody's an old frog, you probably don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
I will find myself walking around like my college campus, just quoting Karl Jacobs.
Communities have characters, they have inside jokes, and they have a lot of history. Most importantly, strong communities spend long amounts of uninterrupted time together.
Online is like, you're only there because you want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can find yourself hanging out with real life friends just because you're forced to be there type thing.
Yeah.
But like online, just turn off your computer. You know what I mean?
I just got a Karl notice. I have to like skip my next class and be like, nope, I'm not going. Sorry.
There's like this whole friend group that cultivated from watching my streams.
My 3 best friends I met on Twitter because of the DreamS.M.P. That's what we were thrown in a group chat for. And they're my best friends now.
That's more exciting to me than me finding friends is like when I see like these kids like cultivating friendships from being, and they like, their point of contact is the fact that they both watch my stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so cool to me.
So to show truly how strong this community is, we want to do something real quick. So we posted this on Twitter. And if you're part of Karl's community, we want you to head over to that tweet and comment like an inside joke that only people who are part of that community would know.
Just post something on that thread that most likely we wouldn't understand.
Right.
So last year, this time to this year, your life has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think next year, this time, the world of Karl looks like?
I hope it's a completely different landscape, to be honest. That's my hope. I don't want any year to feel like a sequel year. You know what I mean? I want it to, every single year, to feel like I did something crazy like that year where I really did something different. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't want every year to feel like a sequel year.
That was a great line, Karl.
Yeah.
I'm good at talking sometimes.
That's good.
All right, so when we were visiting Karl, we actually played basketball with him, Sapnap, and MrBeast, and we could not get the ball into the hoop.
But I have been working on my shot since then, and I'm going to show you how many I can make while Samir tells you about the sponsor of this video, Jelly Smack.
Being a creator is kind of like shooting a basketball. We have to take a lot of shots and see which ones go in. We do that by uploading our content. But you can make a lot more shots if you have a team around you. Working with Jelly Smack is like having that team as a creator. Jelly Smack works with creators not only to help them grow their audience, but also grow their revenue. Here's how it works. If you're a YouTube creator, Jelly Smack will take your YouTube videos and they'll cut them for different platforms. They'll find audience on those platforms as well as revenue opportunities. And every month you'll get a check from Jelly Smack based on how much money you made from these different platforms. So now, instead of just uploading to YouTube, you're uploading to all these different platforms, which is like having multiple Collins on the court right now shooting, which increases your chances of making it. Jelly Smack is trusted by some of the biggest creators on the platform, including MrBeast, PewDiePie, and Phil DeFranco, but they work with creators of all sizes. Not only do they have their own team of expert editors, they also have their own software that helps optimize the content for the different platforms. So if you're a creator who's looking for a team and you feel like
Now I decided to see how Twitch works. I tried to do live in YouTube. Sadly, I don't have access to do. Next stage is I want to see how to get into Twitch. I need to make some money for my life, guys. Let's see. Now I decided to see how Twitch works. I tried. Actually, I want to do streams. I don't have a gaming PC and I don't have a games, so I am thinking to do small game reviews like mobile games. Let's do and see what can I do there. Gaming is a different world. I love it. I have to prove my family that I can survive in this field so hard, man. I learned something great from his story. I highly recommend you guys to subscribe Colin and Samir and my channel too. See you all. Love you.